Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. My name is Apo, this is Vincent, and today we are doing 2014's very own Godzilla. We're going to get into some facts, then we're going to get into this. This is 2014's very own Godzilla. It's got the 76% on the Rotten Tomatoes. It's got the 6.4 out of 10 on the IMDb. It had a budget of $160 million and made $529 million US. Ford and his father, Joe, find evidence pointing to the existence of giant creatures. When the creatures, classified as Muto, surface, Godzilla, an ancient behemoth, rises to fight them. And we're here. We're here, man. We're getting right into it because, we got things to do today. We got the back catalogue after dark to do. We got the money maker to do after this. And if you want to subscribe, you can go there. 7-day free trial. Sign up for $2 a month. There's more content. I mean, you might only listen to 45 seconds of this content, but there is more content out there. And we're here. Vincent, we're here, man. Yeah, I'm excited.
We're here.
It's a public holiday.
Yeah, life is Gucci.
You know, we got the custom-made Life is Gucci sign. Things are going well. You got to find out how we got this on the Patreon, on the back end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've watched every of the Godzilla movies in the last 3 days, so...
You watched all of the new stuff.
I watched all of it.
Yeah. I think there's a name for the series, but I can't really remember what it is. What is the company that sort of looks at Godzillas? What are they called? Monarch.
Exactly, Godzilla.
Maybe it's like a Monarch series. It's the Monarch series.
It's the MCU.
It's
the Monarch Cinematic Universe, obviously. Yeah. It's the true MCU, all right? Marvel, Iron Man, get the heck out of here. All right, you didn't do a good thing in your 11 years on screen. Monarch.
Yeah, dude.
At least they started off doing trash things.
We're going to talk about how Marvel fell off in the back catalogue after dark, or maybe it's in this podcast. Maybe that's what this podcast is going to be.
Yeah.
It's just going to be about the empty pit that I have in my soul. Because you have such a good thing. You have something that you love, it loves you, and then it just falls apart. You distance yourself from them. That space never gets filled. I
mean, I'll eat a box of cornflakes a week for 3 years. And then at one point I'll buy the box and I'll eat it and I'll go, this ain't it anymore. But I've bought a whole box, so I've got to eat the whole box.
You got to eat the whole box. But you never know when your last box of cornflakes is going to be.
You never know.
And one day it will happen.
It happened. I'm telling you, it happened.
You get to the bottom of the cornflakes. You think, maybe I'll get that again.
This is a real life experience.
Man, that's crazy. For a guy like you know when it's over.
Yeah.
You know when it's over.
I'm looking at that box of cornflakes because, a man's been eating it for 3...
I'm thinking there's one behind me.
There is one actually over there.
That's old school as well.
That's old school.
Yeah.
I've been eating it for 3 years. I've been getting the Costco boxes.
You've been getting the big boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm let's say an 8 into one and go... I'm just not that guy anymore.
This is it.
And you're going, I've spent $13.50 on a kilo and a half of cornflakes. A kilo and a half of cornflakes is insane.
Because one, that's strength. Because you're pulling a kilo and a half to your mouth. At some point, it's a gradual kilo and a half, but that's still coming to your mouth. Added water or milk of your choice. You know what I mean? Because heads be doing it. Heads be down bad. They be doing it with water. But you never know when something's going to be your last time enjoying something. This might be the last time that a lot of people enjoy the back catalogue. So we'll get into the movie and then we'll get into the After Dark. So essentially, it is a Godzilla movie. Godzilla comes to America. There are two creatures that they're seeking out radiation and they're just destroying cities to do so.
It's like that other movie, Coming to America. He was not in America and he's coming to America. It's effectively the same movie. There's reasons he went to America.
Yeah.
Because of these mutos. And he's there.
And then he just rolls around America for a bit and then maybe he goes elsewhere that's not America. And then maybe that's coming to America too. And we haven't seen that. But let's get into this. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the general plot. Obviously, we'll get into that. I want to talk about the characters. Obviously, we'll get into Bryan Cranston's very own.
ETC,
get into Elizabeth Olsen's very own. But I specifically want to talk about Godzilla and the Mutos because, we came here for that.
That's what we just want to talk about how they called the kid Ford.
Like Ford Falcon.
Like
last name Falcon.
Like first name Ford, last name Falcon.
Because you don't know if Joe's name is Falcon. Because Joe's his dad, Joe Falcon.
It could be Joe Falcon.
You hit a man, Joe Falcon. He works at the nuclear plant. with Homer Simpson.
Joe Falcon.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a name. And Bryan Cranston's the sort of guy that would be Joe Falcon.
I don't know if I could see him as a Joe Falcon.
You don't think like the bottom part's exploding, like radiation coming out the wazoo, and he says Falcon Hour and he hits the button. Like, that could be him, you know?
No, Mary Falcon. My wife.
Dude, the Falcons.
The Falcons.
The Falcons in Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's brazy. But yeah, Ford, I mean, we got Ford, we got
his last name is probably in there.
Yeah, but like we can call him Ford Falcon. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't matter, because it's not canon anymore. He's not in these other movies.
I mean, it's not canon anymore.
He's not in other movies.
Yeah, but they'll bring him in.
And this is the thing that
I've watched all of these movies now. I've got issues with these movies.
You got issues with them.
I've got issues, man.
And we're going to get into them now, or we're going to get into them later.
I got to wait. There's actually only one issue I found in pretty much all of the movies.
Like it's a consistent issue.
No. As in, there's only one issue between all four of them that I've watched.
Of the Godzilla types.
Of the Godzilla
not
types.
The Kongs.
The Kongs as well, because this is the MCU.
This is the MCU.
This is the MCU. So there's two issues. There's two issues.
Well, let's just get into them now.
Let's not get into them now.
Okay, we might.
All right.
We'll get into them later.
We might get them into the first 45 seconds of the next podcast. All right. So you're not here now, but maybe the next one you'll be here. So.
Maybe for the 45 seconds they'll be here.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this movie specifically. This was directed by the same man that directed Monsters, which we actually watched in Monster March last year.
That way or that way?
It might be either way. But we watched Monsters last year in Monster March.
That was a good movie. That was the one where they had to get over the border.
That was the one where they had to get over the border, and
and they stole his passport. The lady stole his passport.
Yeah. And that's why you just can't be sleeping with random people, because they'll steal your passport.
I mean,
like
they'll do it.
You bring someone home, and they leave in the morning, everything's fine, but like you go to go on a foreign trip, and you just can't find your passport. The irony of you
bringing them home and then you can't go home.
Well, no, I'm just saying you're at your house, like in your city.
Yeah.
You bring someone home from the nightclub, the only thing they steal is your passport.
I mean, you're already home, so it doesn't matter, I guess.
It doesn't matter, but then you're thinking like, man, you know what? I might go to Mykonos. I might find more people to sleep at home with, And you go to Mykonos, you look up Webjet, you're seeing some good prices.
You're on Skyscanner, Google Flights.
And then
you delete your cookies so they don't track you, so the prices don't go up incrementally, which I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but people used to say, no, use it in incognito, so then they can't track you, they can't artificially put the prices up.
Yeah, man. But now
it's like, this is fantastic. Yeah. Oh, all my details are like not saved because.
I mean, but that's computer science thing. That's like incognito mode things. And like sometimes you got it in incognito mode. Sometimes you just got it in there and you look at that and you're like, man, I did some things earlier. Now I'm booking flights.
I mean, people have done it. People have done it.
Let's get into
you open up that private window and your screen is black. Because they're dark. They're dark. They don't heat with the light mode.
No, incognito is the dark web. That is the dark web.
So you're seeing your reflection.
You look at you type in the wrong thing in incognito mode, you're finding how much eyes are worth. Like you're finding how much eyes worth. That's 25 G's right there. But let's get into Godzilla. So the reason I bring up Monsters, same director, and you can see that in these shots.
Did he direct any of the other films?
I think he only did this one, but I may be wrong in saying that.
Okay.
But you can very much see, like one of the big ones is when they are like Joe and Ford, the Falcons, they're going into the restricted zone where
man, that was probably my favorite scene because it's just cool to see the area after, what was it, 15 years after?
15 years.
Crazy.
But it's just, not only does the world look very much like it did in Monsters, where there's things, there's buildings, there's trees in the buildings, nature has taken over, but also there's this shot of Bryan Cranston sitting in the boat, and then he turns to the camera, he's just facing the camera for just a hot second, and it's them getting close to the city with him with the mask on, and you're like, this is the man. This is the
cool
director.
Shots, yeah.
And there's lots of those throughout the movie. There's so many a lot of them happen to be in the jungle. Wooded areas. There's the one where, later on the military are going to look for. Oh, dude,
that was wild.
The train
submarine.
Scene. The submarine in the middle of the thing. That's right. Yeah,
the train scene's good. Yeah. Geez, now I'm thinking about it because, I watched it a long time ago in 2014 and on Monday, so 3 days ago.
But it's public holiday, so you lose things on a public holiday.
Dude, I've lost things.
That's the 100% I've lost
That's
things. He's hitting you with some shots, dude. Yeah. And you get those little bits, like for example, when Godzilla falls down, the building falls on Godzilla, and just the smoke just coming over Godzilla's face as he's looking at this dude, as he's looking at Ford Falcon. Like, there are things in this movie that make you stop and think, man, like, filmmaking really something.
Yeah.
Filmmaking really something. Like, these heads put together these shots, and you sit there and your jaw may hit the floor. It may hit the floor. And I really appreciated that about this movie. One of the things that I was concerned about was my thoughts initially when I watched the movie. Back in 2014, I don't know if I really liked it as much as I did.
I remember liking all of the movies.
All the ones you watched.
Except for Godzilla vs. Kong, because I couldn't remember that one. I genuinely couldn't remember that one. I remember liking, the only reason why I remember liking Godzilla King of Monsters is because I went to the cinemas with you and your cousins.
We were there.
And we walked out of that and I was thinking, oh man, that was a movie. That was a movie. He got the nuclear thing. He's saying like, oh, goodbye, you cut from the same cloth, me and you doing crazy things for humanity.
Yeah.
And then I'm walking out there and you guys are going, dude, that sucked. Are you for real? How are they going to ruin Godzilla? And I'm thinking, all right.
I'm gonna keep my words to myself.
All right, guys. Catch you later.
Yeah, movie sucked, guys. I'll see you later. And then you're back in your car, you're crying.
I'm just crying.
Well, look, here's the thing.
I come home, babe, why are your eyes red? I want to talk about it.
Here's the thing. I got time to watch Godzilla King of the Monsters again to see if I actually like it. One of the...
Yeah, well, I mean, we're doing it in another few weeks.
That's exactly right.
Because we've already got the lineup now.
The lineup is up.
The MCU.
It's up on the...
We're doing the MCU.
It's on the website.
And then we'll watch Godzilla times Kong equals, I don't know.
Doesn't matter how many times you say that joke, dude. It gets me. And there's 0 people watching. But we'll get into this.
It is a funny title.
Like, because it's times.
Because it's a weird thing to bring to a movie. Because when you do something X something, it's like, I don't know, what's an example? Adidas X Childish Gambino.
Right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Donald Glover did it.
Collabs.
Therefore, collabs. I don't know why I had to come up with an example. I could have just said collabs.
But you can remember the word.
I couldn't remember the word.
We lose things on a public holiday.
It's been lost.
It's been lost.
We lost 90% of our viewership in the first 45 seconds.
But that's just it. That's just the podcasting game.
That's just what happens on a public holiday. So yeah, you use that for collabs and things where brands or people collaborate together. I guess it's a collaboration, but it's a weird to have it as Godzilla X Kong. And like I said last week, the only thing I've seen is them running together in the movie poster, and it looks hilarious. And it looks like some weird futuristic thing. I'm thinking they're going to be in some like neon lights. They're going to be in like a rave. They're going to have the glow sticks. I'm imagining. I don't even know, but I'm excited to watch that movie because it looks insane.
It does look insane. And I'm going to talk about. I haven't seen Godzilla times Kong. I'm hoping one of them will piggyback the other.
I'm hoping we find out what it equals, what it equates to.
Well, I mean, that might be the end of the movie. It might be Godzilla times Kong, and then it comes up equals.
And there's some other monster.
That's right, whoever this orangutan is. But one of the things that I do want to talk about is the significant difference between Godzilla 2014 and what looks like Godzilla times Kong.
Yeah, I would say definitely Godzilla 2014 and Kong Skull Island, very different in how they're shot and how the narrative progresses, as opposed to Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla King of the Monsters.
And it's, as you said, it's not just the tone of the movie. It is how these characters are presented. And one of the things that we're going to get into about what I love is how Godzilla is presented in this movie. I think we were talking about something else, but I may as well get into it now.
I don't think we were talking about something else.
No, we might not be talking about something else.
It's been lost.
We lose things. One of the things that I did not like about this movie is that there was a lot that tried to block out Godzilla and the Mutos. There was lots of stuff shrouded in darkness.
You like this or you didn't?
No, I did not like this. There was a lot of stuff shrouded in darkness and shrouded in smoke.
You wanted to see them go 10 rounds in the ring.
Dude, look, there's a scene where Godzilla rocks up to Hawaii
Yeah.
No one gives him one of them necklaces. You know,
That's a crime. That's a crime.
You rock up to Hawaii, you want the whole, you want the pig out with the apple in its mouth. You want the thing around your neck.
I didn't know the pig with the apple in its mouth was a Hawaii thing, but
I think that's what they do, dude.
I mean,
they do cookouts. They get people there. It's a whole thing.
I went to Hawaii. I got the thing around the neck. I got shrimp and rice.
Maybe you get shrimp and rice. That's what I got. Maybe I'm thinking of different places. But Godzilla rolls up to the city. The Muto's there. They go to start a fight, and then that fight isn't seen. And I appreciate that, you're waiting till the last minute to see the action. You want to see the big reveal at the end. But I think that there's no harm in actually just giving the people what they want. This is a Godzilla movie. This is a movie of titans fighting each other.
So do you think that there wasn't enough titans fighting each other?
No, I don't think that there wasn't enough. But I think there was like parts of this movie where there could have been at least a little bit. Just to give you a taste. And I know they give you little, this is the kid watching the TV and there's Godzilla fighting a Muto. Give me the full screen, Like, I appreciate that it's there, and I appreciate the role that it plays to build up to a bigger fight. But I also don't think that the fight at the end was to the level that it could have been. If they're building you up, and then for the first 15 minutes of the last fight, Godzilla just getting pieced up and just getting poked by these Mutos, right? That's the fight, and then eventually Godzilla's like, all right, you go over there. Let me just build up my strength, and then I'm coming back.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my man Falcon to flame all your eggs.
That's right, because they're working together. Like, you get Godzilla and Falcon, it's Godzilla times Falcon,
and that's V8.
That's true. Imagine that's the movie. Like, Kong dies in the new one, then it's Godzilla times Falcon. And it's just them two working together.
And he just rocks up in a Ford Falcon, like V8. V8 Falcon.
And it's blue, man. It's blue.
Oh, yeah. The only time you got a Ford Falcon is that blue.
Yeah, it's that blue, dude. And, I could see that you probably thought different. You were probably thinking like, hey, this is a movie.
Yeah, I think it was, I didn't have an issue with the I like that about, you don't really see Godzilla too much, and then you see more and more. And then at one point, someone says, oh, no, that's in a different movie. That's in a different movie. See, I can't.
See, I don't know. Of all people, I don't know why you watch all of the movies before this.
I have minutes available.
Yeah, but like...
Someone asked me why I walked 2 hours to a dinner the other night. Because I had minutes available. I was sitting there. I was like, what else am I going to do? I've watched all the Godzillas.
Oh, man. Dude, that's too funny.
I can walk 12 kilometers to dinner. I could do it. And I did it.
You know what's funny about that? You're probably just sitting there and the thought comes through your mind and you're just like, well, that's it. Like, the thought has happened, so it must occur.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be problematic, but it turned out good because you got dinner in time, I'm hoping.
I did. I got to dinner early, actually. I got there earlier than most people.
And then people asking you, like, why are you sweating? I walked here.
Dude, I wasn't even sweating.
So you're just walking, like, not listening to nothing, just thinking.
I'm just walking. No, I was listening to something. I was listening to the same song on repeat. Just the same song. Same 2.5 minute song.
Look, and we all do it.
So we know what's coming up on my Spotify. Oh, you listened to this song 783 times in 1 week.
Yeah, dude.
That's about right.
That's about right. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. Because if you find something you like, you never know when it's going to be the last time you listen to it.
Exactly. And at least, if I listen to that song and I go, I don't really like it, I don't have a whole box of the song to have to, work out what to do with it.
That you just click the next one.
I just click.
It's easy to go past in this digital age.
I just tweet at the artist, this song is trash. I'm never listening to it again. It says here you've listened to it 783 times the last week. Yeah, it's trash. So now I know for a fact I've listened to it enough that I know it's trash.
But his album went platinum because of you. Well, at least the single went platinum.
Bro, things went platinum. Yeah, that's right.
One of the things that, and I feel that, one of the things that, and I'm going to say another thing that lets this movie down is the Mutos. I said this in just passing with you, that the Mutos...
They're not that cool. They seem like generic monsters.
100%. And I was thinking about why I felt that way. And I feel that because they're too streamlined. There's no texture to them. Godzilla, you look at Godzilla got spikes, Godzilla got scars, Godzilla's got all these different textures. Godzilla's moving like something that's almost...
because he's like a big lizard. He looks like a I think, no, you're 100% correct. the whole thing, because the MCU, we'll get into
We'll
it
get
in
into it,
previous
we'll get
movies, in new movies, but it's like, oh yeah, they're a whole race of Titans that were there from the original of the Earth or
As
whatever.
day dot. They're just day dots.
That's right.
Yeah.
They were there like before the startup got funded. They got there. They were there putting in the hours.
Yeah. And Mechagodzilla comes later, but like they built him.
That's right. But
we'll get
I
into
know
that.
what you mean. A lot of the ones in the future MCU movies, if you will, are things that look like animals that are just crazy. Whereas these ones look like aliens.
Yeah.
They look like aliens.
And I feel that because they're alien, and I mean, at the end of the day, does any of this really matters? It's all superfluous at the end.
That's right.
But,
Everyone's left after 45 seconds. We're like 20 minutes and 45 seconds in. So
we've had 20 minutes just ourselves.
we've got 20 minutes of superfluosity.
Sometimes that's okay to just be 20 minutes with your friends, or friender. But one of the things that I feel that, makes Godzilla look good in this movie, but also makes the Mutos look so bad, is because the Mutos just don't feel like they work. Like they don't feel real in this space. And
Honestly,
it's just, they're too smooth.
Honestly, I think it's just the heads. If you put a different head on them, I reckon it'd be fine.
They look like a rat-a-tat, but like not. You know what I mean? They got the rat-a-tat teeth.
Yeah.
They got rat teeth is what I'm trying to say.
I think the top of their head too smooth.
It's too smooth. They're smooth brains. They're smooth brains. And I also don't think that they're that exciting. Like there's one exciting bit where the Muto just starts flying, then it ducks down. Like that's pretty cool. But other than that, they're just very boring and generic characters.
I like the idea of the male, they've awakened the male or whatever. And so now, or the female.
One of them awakens. I think the female awakens second.
I think the male awakens first. Yeah. Because then they've got all the power or whatever. And now they can go, do some birds, do some bees with the female.
Yeah.
In the middle of Boston.
And I mean, they were incognito. He was incognito mode before that. But then when the lady came through, he had to put that part.
He also realized that he's too big to be in incognito mode and it actually have an effect. He's on incognito mode. Everyone can see your screen. You know what I mean? You're in the office on incognito mode and you got like a 37-inch widescreen monitor. Bro, it's not incognito mode.
Hey, I'm going to get that curved screen next week. I'm going to get that curved screen just in case. This man's in Times Square looking at incognito mode is what you're saying. But yes, yeah, so I don't know where you're going. I talked about incognito
I don't know where I was going either.
Well, you know what? They're not that exciting is what we're trying to get at.
But they were good enough. I feel like they were good enough. I really enjoyed this movie. It was fun. I liked how, my man's Falcon just torched the place and then the Muto was looking at him. That's what I don't understand is, and this is a thing that happens in these movies, is how they spot specific heads.
Like humans.
That's crazy. Because look how big they are. And they're like...
It's like seeing an ant and being like, hey, brother, that's you.
You specific ant there. If we get down to it, you look at the ants, they're like, oh, yeah, man, you got, a little bit more, jaw definition.
The fuzz going.
You got some fuzz going.
Yeah.
So you understand, but you look at a human from that size, I was on a plane. I was looking at people, I'm going, yeah, that's a person.
100%, dude. You would not be able to, but one of the things that I feel, and I mean, I can't say that Godzilla movies shouldn't be person-driven because that's incorrect to say because they are.
Really, what are you going to do? You're going to have Godzilla tearing through a city and that's it?
That's exactly right. You got to have some connection to the humans, but I feel that there was enough. I feel that this movie, and we might get into this later. I think that in all the Godzilla. Maybe not the Kong movie. I feel the Kong movie was decent in regards to its person-driven, but I feel this is the best one in regards to it being driven by people.
It wasn't too much in future, but
it wasn't too much. They weren't harping in on things. It was just like, hey, I'm Ford Falcon. I'm in the army. I'm going every place that Godzilla's going. I'm just going.
I did like that the people didn't really affect the story that much.
Jeez, we got.
I think a Falcon just hit the side of the house. Jesus. I like that really, really, when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
When you take away this superfluosity.
Yeah.
Which I'd stand by, that's a word. you just got heads fighting and Godzilla winning. And that's it.
That's it.
Because even if the kids hadn't been torched, which is the terrible thing to say out loud.
You know, it's the Muto kids.
That's right.
Yeah,
you know, people will take that out of context and be like, he hates kids. And then I'll say like, well, you watch more than 45 seconds. So I'm chalking that up as a win.
Dude, that's a win. That's a dub. That's a dub for us.
But the majority of the film's resolution was just Godzilla doing Godzilla things. And I like that. Yeah. And I think some of the aspects of the future films
you got to press a button. There's a timer. You got to do this. You got to do that. Yeah. Like there's heads just doing too many things. And
I do like how the whole military. Oh yeah, we're gonna set a nuclear bomb. Here we go. It's gonna have to be manual because they do like EMP things. Yeah. This is fantastic. It ate the whole thing. It ate it.
Like it's happened 4 times before, but like here's another one.
Yeah. We didn't think he's gonna eat it, but ate it.
It is how it powers things up.
Oh, we're on a train. Oh, the 500 meter tall thing is here with us on the train. How did we miss it?
Like, how does it keep popping up?
That is something that you ask. I mean, I don't care because those scenes were good enough.
They were good.
The ones where, hey, yeah, we found there's a nuclear warhead in this submarine. Where's the submarine? In the forest. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. They're looking up going, dude. Submarine?
Hey, bro, is this the same submarine you're talking about?
I think I found a submarine. Oh,
dude, they're here. They're here.
Yeah, and that was silent. That was radio silent. The Muto was creeping around. He was playing Modern Warfare 2. He had the headphones on. He was quiet. He was hearing the footsteps.
You know, it's just it doesn't make sense, but it also is fine.
Yeah.
One of the things
exciting.
It's exciting, and we're going to get into this right now. Is the and I always forget what the name is, but the breath, the Godzilla atomic breath. The atomic breath scenes in this movie, I mean, they hit it out the park.
I love the charge up
when it just comes up all the scales.
Yeah, and it
whatever those things are called.
Yeah,
the plates,
the stegosauruses.
Yeah,
you hear the and then you're going,
we're here.
It's almost here,
dude. When he grabs that Muto.
Yeah, and
he does it through the mouth.
That was that after Falcon torched, and then he's going, hey, Falcon, you're right there.
Yeah, and Godzilla got to 1v1 one of the dudes.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember how he kills the other dude, but he kills the other dude in some generic way. But that scene alone,
generic fatality.
That scene alone is just you can't give this movie less than a 5 just from that scene alone.
No, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Atomic breath through the throat,
through the jaw,
and just rips the whole head off.
It was like back in that the King Kong movie, like the Peter Jackson one, when King Kong just snapping people's jaws, just grabbing them and pulling them different ways. That's how he pieced people up. And not people, I mean dinosaurs. But
was there dinosaurs in
it? Dude, you gotta watch. I mean, we might do it because it's like part of the same. You know, it's Kong. Yeah. But the Peter Jackson King Kong,
is that a good movie though?
Dude, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
I'm talking about it's a good movie.
I mean, you got dinosaurs.
You got dinosaurs on this island. There's a big gorilla, just one.
I mean, how many more gorillas do you need?
Hey, let's get into. Should we get into some like killer scenes, then we'll get into the rating of this movie?
Let's get into some killer scenes. I like Bryan Cranston in this movie. I liked him. I liked that they didn't. Oh, he's back. He's alive.
He was never going to be the man. But
it was fantastic.
You know what?
I liked that guy as the character.
Ford Falcon.
As Ford Falcon. Yeah. I like Ford Falcon.
Yeah.
I would probably trend on the way of like I prefer Holden's more than Ford's.
100%.
But I like Ford Falcon.
Ford Falcon was doing well. I think Ford Falcon just played a role. None of these people. This is the thing. Again, this is what's important. We're going to talk about this later. None of these people needed to be the star of the show.
No,
they just needed to facilitate a plot to get Godzilla in.
The whole thing of Ford Falcon was he was just there doing things for his family. He was going there to look after his dad because dad crazy. Turns out dad not crazy.
Dad not crazy.
But
like you get to a point where it's like, I know you're not crazy, but maybe you actually are a little bit crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not wrong.
But he's still a bit crazy.
But he's crazy.
But that's okay.
Because there's better ways to approach it.
There's better ways to approach it. I do like how when they go to the power plant and they get caught, you imagine them people, like, what are you idiots doing, like walking through nuclear wasteland, even though they probably know it's not nuclear.
That's right.
Although maybe they don't. Maybe the conspiracy goes Deep.
See, this is the thing about conspiracies. They're not just surface level, dude.
That's right. And
They're
we'll
not
get
just
into
surface level.
conspiracies because the third movie has conspiracies.
It's all about that, isn't it? And like, you know,
and I'll fight someone
chats
over
and
that.
things like that.
And what I was going to say, yeah, that's right. So Ford Falcon, all he's doing is just trying to do things for his family, and he's just trying to do what he can do. Hey, I'm the man that does bomb things. I'm here. I'm in Hawaii.
I'll set this bomb up. I'll bring it down.
I'm now in San Francisco because I've just hitched planes.
Dude, he's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's in Japan. He's in Hawaii. He's in San Francisco.
That's wild. And because the story doesn't hinge on him really, you're there. You're watching Godzilla 2014. You're there in 2014.
2014.
Right, you're in 2014. You don't have TikTok.
We were at the theaters. Me and
We're
you.
at the theaters. No TikTok. We're just on like Snapchat and Instagram.
Yes.
You're watching that for Godzilla. You just want to see Godzilla. So this guy can do whatever the hell he wants as long as he's not the main character of the movie, really.
Yeah.
Because he's the main character, but he's not the main character.
That's exactly right. He's just facilitating the plot to get to the parts that you want to see.
They did that really well.
They did.
I think.
It was person driven enough to get a good movie and to also make you feel connected to the plot, you know?
Oh, when he was on the train was it in Hawaii?
Yeah. With the little kid.
With the kid?
Yeah.
Dude, that was fantastic.
And he's like, hey, here's a toy.
Here's a toy.
You can keep it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the train.
Oh my God, people falling out of the train?
Yeah, but I'm not falling out of the train because I've got to facilitate this plot.
He's got to facilitate that plot.
The Halo dive, I mean, classic, you know?
The Halo. Oh, yeah.
Classic. They're going through the storm. They cut through. You hear the mast. You're seeing Godzilla, like, you know, on the left. You're seeing Muto's on the right. I mean, you know, fantastic. And then, you know, I'm going to say, you know, the one character that I didn't like, and I feel that he was underutilized. And I might see the other movies and I'll see the same thing. And maybe it's not that he's underutilized, but he was used too much as a cliche.
Serizawa?
Yes. Because he's coming out there and he's just saying like, let them fight. He's just hitting those. I mean, it's a line.
You know?
I can't argue that's not a line.
That's a line.
But a lot of his things are just like, hey, I've got a killer voice. I'm quite a stoic looking gentleman. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this like this. This. And then he like cuts to the next scene, you know?
Yeah.
That's his role in this movie. He don't do nothing in the movie. He just says, hey, let them fight. And then they don't even really let them fight. It just happens.
Yeah. They let them fight just because they've destroyed everything else. Every other plan we had.
It's done.
It's done.
But we're still trying to finish off this plan that we're doing anyway.
Yeah.
We're taking the bomb to the boat.
It was the military saying we're going to destroy these heads. We're going to blow them up.
Yeah.
And then Serizawa going, nah, probably shouldn't.
Like maybe if you just let them fight.
Yeah.
Maybe if you just let them fight, guys. Imagine if that, you know, that's the quote. Maybe just let them fight, lads.
Hey, lads, should we just let them fight?
And he's like standing there. He's like just, he's got the cooler with all the beers in it. Should we just let them fight and just watch? Because that's a pay-per-view event. But let's get into some ratings, then we'll get out of here.
This has got to be a solid 8.
I was going to say it is a 7.5. I'm going to hit it at 7.5.
I'm going to go for an 8. It's an enjoyable movie. I can't really fault too much about it. You can nitpick anything.
I mean, you do.
But I watched this movie and I enjoyed it.
And this has been the back catalogue.
Talk soon.